we are now back on dry land since yesterday evening. After 4 days on the diving boat, Manta Queen 5. No, Manta Queen 3. Yeah. It has been great diving, really great. The first day we spent on the Similon Islands. Second day, I believe we did first 2 dives on the Similon Islands, and then we went to Khao, we went to Khao, and that was basically going north, upwards Burma it is. The third day we started off with 1 dive on Khao, the morning dive, and then we went to Rishley Rock, which is basically on the border to Burma, where we did 3 dives, and that is definitely the highlight of the trip. Rishley Rock rules when it comes to diving. It's so good, isn't it? Yes, supreme. Very good. On the 4th day we started off at Khao, I think. Yeah. We did 2 dives there, and then we headed back like 3 hours drive and made the last dive of the day at the local wreck here, Monsoon wreck. Yeah. When on a dive boat, this kind of goes like this. You wake up very early. It's like 6 o'clock, 5:45 or something. You head up for a very small breakfast, like a cup of coffee and a toast or something. And then we have the first dive briefing, and we jump in the water like 6:15 or something like that. We do a dive for an hour, and then when you come back up, they have served the brekkie for you. You have everything there. It's like French fries, bacon, eggs, yeah, you name it. It's totally big breakfast. After the breakfast, it's normally like resting for 2 hours or so when the boat is moving, and then you do the second dive like I would say 10 o'clock or something like that. After the second dive, when you come up, they have served you lunch. After lunch, resting 2-3 hours, you do the third dive. After the third dive, they serve you some snacks, you do some resting for 2 hours, and then it's time for the 4th and the last dive of the day, followed by a dinner, of course. So it's pretty much diving, eating, resting. Good fun. How can one describe the feeling of being on a dive boat? Yeah, that's a bit hard. I like to be at sea, so for me it's very simple, but I mean, some people, they could be into doing luxury cruises in the Caribbean or whatever it is. That is definitely not me. What is then the difference? The difference is, when you do dive cruises like this, you are in a relaxed environment. You are with the people you love, of course, but you're also doing things and you're communicating with people that are kind of similar to you. It's very easy. It's not like if you go on a luxury cruise, I mean, it's very strict. You go to breakfast, you dress up, you almost wear a tie. You have to take a shower 3 or 4 times a day, and it's so artificial. I mean, here it's really, it's you, it's your hobby, it's the nature. It's like, yeah, it's more down to earth. That's what I think. But well, people should do luxury cruises if they like, but that's not us, right? That's not us. Okay, I realized that we actually was showering 4 times a day, because after each dive you just jump on the dive deck, and then they have a shower there. You take a shower, and it's just so nice after each dive, and you feel really like a new person. So it's good taking lots of shower, I think, after all. So how was the diving then? 4 days, as I said, and actually I did this. I probably said that in previous vlogs, but anyway, I did exactly the same trip with another company 20 years ago. It was in '97. We went to the Simlin Islands, Yadi, Kuban, Kutachai, and Rishikot. So the very same dive trip. And what's the difference? I would say the difference is huge. The reefs on Simlins are totally gone. The big fish we saw on Simlin Islands 20 years ago, like the big sharks and the big stingrays, totally gone. We didn't see a single big fish on the 15 dives we did. I don't remember the dives at Kuban and Kutachai from 20 years back, so I cannot really compare. But I definitely remember the dives on Richelieu Rock 20 years ago. And I'm really glad to be able to say that the reefs on Richelieu Rock are totally unspoiled. They are the same right now as they were 20 years ago. So what do we think about the Richelieu Rock, Ulrika?
Richelieu Rock rules.
Richelieu Rock rules, yeah, it's so great. I mean, it's not only the currents, it's kind of fish all over the place. Ah, by the way, diving like 3 or 4 times a day is really hard on your body. I would say that all dive trips I have done before this one, I have kind of felt a bit tired or maybe some headaches during the evening. And we decided to do something about that, and we actually did 2 things different from before, which helped a lot. So this is a documentation of what we did, so we do not make the same mistake the next time. First of all, we drank a lot of fluids. In between each dive, I would say that we had pretty much 1.5 liter of fluid each. We started off with like 0.8 or something liters of energy fluid, like Energizer, or it's called like sports drink in Swedish. I don't know what the English word for it, but something like that. And then we also had those pills that prevent you from being dehydrated. So lots and lots of fluid in between each dive. The drawback is of course that you need to run on the bathroom all the time, but I think it's worth it. The second thing we did was to dive on nitrox instead of regular air. Nitrox is a gas that, in the same way as normal air, contains nitrogen and oxygen, but the mixture is a bit different. It's more oxygen than in regular air. And this type of gas is kind of, yeah, it's, what can I say? I mean, more healthy, yeah. I mean, the main reason for it is basically to give you more dive time, but it also is more soft on your body, I would say. To summarize, I think these 2 things made a difference because we felt great throughout the day, in the evening and everything. I mean, not any headache, no nothing. We were not tired, no nothing. It was so good. So remember, dive nitrox and then go for like at least 1.5 liters of fluid in between each dive, and not only water, should be something else with salts and minerals or whatever. Do that and you will feel great. We have one thing that we need to fix until the next dive trip, and that is Ulrika's ear, because it is bad this time as well. It was the same the last time we did many dives in Thailand. She actually got an ear infection and it hurts like hell. I don't know how to fix that, but we need to do that when we come back home in some way. Maybe it's possible to dive with some earplugs, who knows. That's something we need to do because this is not good. Recommendations! Yes, give us recommendations. During this trip we used 2 different underwater cameras. First we had mine like semi-half professional underwater camera. for still photography, and then we had a GoPro, and that's the one I want to talk about because we were really happy with the solution that we brought on this trip. It was basically just a chance we took 3 or 4 days before we went on the trip. We were just googling, and then we found some 40-meter underwater housing for $30-40 on the internet, and then we also found a strobe, a light in the same range, like $30 or something on the internet. We bought it, it came in time, and then we used that one. And
a red filter.
oh yeah, you're right, and a red filter for $10. So maybe the whole set was like $80 to bring the GoPro underwater down to 30 meters, and that is kind of cheap. It's bloody cheap, actually. I mean, normally underwater camera housing maybe cost you like, I don't know, $1,000 or something. And then you need to have a flash and all that kind of stuff to it. Anyways, it was super good. The light was enough, at least in these kind of waters. The flash broke down on the last dive, but who cares? I mean, it was 15 dives. They were all very deep. Most of them very deep. So yeah, it was a really good solution, and we can really recommend that. Red filter, cheap underwater housing, and a cheap strobe to the GoPro. Works like a shot. So a last summary of this dive trip, and then we will stop talking about it, at least for the camera. Use your GoPro underwater. It is great. It is a perfect camera to do movies down to 30 meters. It works great. When doing lots of dives per day, Rick and Robert will remember to drink lots and lots of water, at least 1.5 liters in between each dive. We will remember to always dive nitrox while doing like at least 3 or 4 dives a day. Other than that, yeah, just dive. Now we are on our way to the little Thai doctor. We need to fix Ulrika's ear. She has terrible pain in her ear, I can see that. So that's the mission for this morning, I would say. Let's see what happens. I am at least expecting 5 little cute Thai girls in white short suits with like red crosses on. Don't you think? I'm quite sure that that is what we're gonna see. So let's see what happens. So now we're done with the ear doctor. It is easy. We just went in there. They asked, do you want to see the doctor? Yes, we would like to see the doctor. And then they said, okay, but you have to be aware that the price is 700 baht, which is like 17 US dollars or 175 Swedish crowns. 5 minutes later, the doctor comes on a motorbike. He checked Ulrika's ear, and then he wrote a list of 10 medicine and sold them to us. We didn't buy all of them, but it is easy. Took us like 10 minutes to get antibiotics in different forms and whatever it was. So, almost as in Sweden, right? You start in the morning, you set the alarm clock to like 6 o'clock, and then you start to call the vårdcentralen, the emergency center, and they tell you, no, we don't have any time for you today, we only have for emergency, you have to wait, you have to call back tomorrow. And then eventually you get the time to meet the doctor, you sit and wait for whatever, and then they say, yes, you have an ear infection. However, we don't think that you need to have antibiotics, so you have to clean your ear for 35 days, and if that doesn't work, then maybe we write some medicine to you. Yeah, it's a bit strange, I guess, but this was easy.